welcome to the Gaming Pulpit. This is your host JD, and we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of different shit, such as Digital Foundry, not actually fucking tech specking the Gears 5, Jesus Christ, title. We're gonna be talking about how the update 7.0, I believe it is fucking whack as shit. I didn't update it, and all of a sudden Sony gave me the update. We're gonna be talking about how Phil just can't stop talking about PlayStation for some reason. PlayStation is on his mind and shit like that. And last but not least is the partnership between Sony and Microsoft. About the head CEO was talking about how they feel about that. There's one more thing that I do want to talk about, but I saved that at the end of the show. So let's start off with the fucking PlayStation 4 update. Bro, I get that this is at the end of the gaming cycle. I get it. I totally get it. Alright, it is what it is. But party chat, up to 16 fucking players. Fucking HDR lighting controls. That's pretty much it. I mean, shit like that kind of pisses me off in general. Like, what the fuck? You can't do anything better than that. Is fucking voice chat. And then what pisses me off is that I've signed up for different betas and then get them. All of a sudden, you give me this fucking beta, and I have no fucking use for it. I don't ever talk to that many people at once, unless I'm on the podcast, the Roundtable podcast. So it's like, what the fuck is this shit? What really is irritating about it is that, let's say I did wanted to get like whatever features that they have in there, like if it excuse me, updated the rendering times and just the overall speed and shit like that. I can't utilize it because I do chat on a PlayStation, but it requires me to fucking what is it? They have to be in the same update. I can't talk to anybody else that's in a lower update than them. Than 7.0. So no, I'm not going to download it. That's fucking ridiculous. Of course I'm going to get some restricted thing. And yes, I definitely know that you could share the update. But I'm like, okay, so you just should have sent it to everybody, to be honest with you. And anybody that wants to do it, just give that shit to them. But nobody wants to fucking do it. It's like, it's a big like hassle to do some shit like that. So no, I ain't doing that shit. Towards the end of the gaming cycle, like, fix the browser. Do something with the browser. Like, add some more controls to the browser. Maybe I would like that. So I wasn't feeling that. Moving on to Digital Foundry. No, actually not Digital Foundry yet. Phil. So apparently, like, he was like, on a recent interview, he says the success doesn't mean pulling Sony down. What about Nintendo? Does Nintendo not count, Phil? This for real? They don't count. Like, is the new standard PlayStation? And if it is, why the fuck your first party is so ass? Fix it. It's ass. There was another article for him saying that it was ass. Basically, he needs to start fixing it. But at the same time, like, we all know that Phil is a talking head. He's not in control of anything like that. There's other people that's under him that once these things that happen, these demands, they give him the fucking go ahead to spin it. And I'm just like, that shit's whack, man. Like, you know what I mean? You say that you have all these unlimited budgets and shit like that, and you turn it around and was like, oh, I'm not making a quad A game anymore. I ain't making, quadruple A game. I'm just gonna do, you know what I mean? Like these really quick games and these little fun things and shit like that, and then now you're going back to this shit again. How many times did he say this about his first party and why he basically supposedly bought these studios? I mean, you bought Ninja Theory and then made them make a fucking what kind of game is that? Fucking Overwatch type game. Like, man, fuck you. I don't know how people can listen to this dude. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. We all need to just tell Phil, shut the fuck up. So that being said, moving on to the next thing, there was some more clarity between Microsoft CEO on the partnership of Sony. So he says, when someone asked him about the Sony partnership, he says That's a core piece of the partnership. They have also beyond gaming and other assets like interesting devices and silicon chip business, which could be interesting in the context of what we're doing for the Acer. Overall, if you look at all the parts of these businesses, whether it be entertainment, gaming, or camera business, which I'm not sure why they're interested in cameras. I don't know what's going on with that. All of these things could use more cloud computing power, but they also go to market with Microsoft in some industrial cases, especially for the things around the cameras. I don't know what the factuation is with cameras. That's very interesting to see what they're going to do with that. I don't know. Very, very interesting shit. Either way, you can. They're probably going to do it for the PlayStation Now, or they are going to do it for PlayStation Now, but also for the PlayStation View, things of that nature. I don't know how the cameras work though. Like, I don't know how it works in a business perspective. I do know that in general, businesses do work with each other. So if you guys know or could hypothesize what Microsoft is wanting with Sony's cameras, leave that shit in the comments. It's beyond me at this point in time. I don't know. Next, we're going to talk about Digital Foundry, and this is why I don't like these motherfuckers. I don't like that company. I don't that fucking channel. They are usually just on point with shit, even if it's not even like they don't have the code for the shit. They'll analyze a fucking release video. But for some reason, Gears of War 5 hasn't been analyzed. And another person had to analyze, Gears of War 5 and found out that the fucking shit is dynamic resolution and it goes all the way down to 1080p. It never stays up to 4K. Even on PCs, it's like a stretch. So it's like, you can tell they're getting paid. Like, it's clearly, they're clearly getting paid by Microsoft. The video still isn't out regarding, the Digital Foundry Gears of War or Gears 5, video. They haven't said shit. Nothing at all. So I don't believe you. I know for sure that, you're getting paid. You can't say that you're not getting fucking paid. Like, you know what I mean? Another fucking smaller YouTube channel recorded the fucking resolution and stuff like that when this is your shit. They don't want to upset the balance of like fucking the console wars. They don't want to upset it, and I know that's what it is. I know that's what it is. That, and then Microsoft paid them too, so they can kiss ass. And lastly, this is what I want to talk about personally. As you know, I talked about Netflix before losing, special IPs like The Office and Friends, and they gotta start making their own shit. But wouldn't it be really, really cool if Sony, kind of like Daredevil and those things, like made like an Infamous show, like an actual Infamous show? Like I've watched the Infamous 1 and 2 playthroughs, and Sucker Punch actually, they put their foot in it. They did. Those games are really good story-wise and just in general, like the acting and stuff like that. I figure Sony can probably, commission them to make shows with their IP, since they don't have the, they don't have any shows. I mean, think about it. I feel like they'd be nice, Horizon Zero Dawn. Think about The Last of Us, Netflix show. You know what I mean? It benefit both. You know what I mean? And then they could take that, clout and, take that fucking, popularity and move it to the big screen. The reason why I care about that shit is they can make money and make more games. But let me know in the comments what you liked or disliked about the video, and if you liked it, a sub would be appreciated.